Welcome back, nerds, big and small. As usual, I'm Jay.
I'm Mare.
And I'm DK.
And you're listening to the official Wizard Nerdcast review of Luke Cage.
And as you can tell, we're very excited about it.
Super excited. I finally got a chance to finish it.
Yes, and DK loves black women. So let's get into this thing. How does everyone feel about it on the whole?
Like, not enough black women.
None of black people,
I'm sorry to hear that.
Actually.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed.
Mostly not, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are none of them. Anyway.
I would consider some of them like a bark color.
None of them are black, like this Mike Pants.
Yeah. No native Africans.
No.
This is off to a great start. This is our 14th take. We're keeping it.
All right.
We can't figure out how to.
This one got the least racist.
Let's break down the characters.
All right. Well, yeah. Let's talk a little bit about some.
How we feel about Luke Cage.
I love Luke Cage.
Oh, I love Michael Coulter. I think he's
perfect.
He's a great power man.
He's a handsome man.
And he is one hell of a hunk of chocolate.
He is.
Wait, the bald guy was Luke Cage?
Yeah. Who'd you think was Luke Cage? I'm curious now.
The guy with the glasses.
No, shut up. 'Cause that's your favorite character.
That guy's name was very clear.
I thought the bald guy was Shades, because he was...
Why? Because he was a different one?
Because he was a different shade. Oh, my God.
This is terrible. So, yeah, Michael Coulter was amazing.
I love him.
He was a really fucking good Luke Cage.
He's a great actor.
Understated.
Little bit.
Yeah. Real class act.
Sweet Christmas.
Yeah.
Sweet Christmas. I love how he is like the whitest guy in Harlem. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He's like, I don't cuss. I don't, I'm a gentleman. You know what I mean?
Fucking Sweet Christmas is the best. You like that shit, DK?
I thought it was funny.
Yeah. It reminds you, that's like the blaxploitation end of it. Like, where it's just like kind of over the top dialogue. Where it doesn't really, like, no one would say that.
I kind of feel like this whole movie is a modernized this whole series is a modernized blaxploitation. Like, in so many ways, like... they portray both sides of living in like a neighborhood, that where there is crime and there is drugs and there's stuff like that. But also there's people that really care about each other.
Not only each other, but like bettering themselves and the community. Mm-hmm. And like that's the cool thing is like in those situations the communities can get split into these sides where it's just like you accept it and delve further into it. Or you make a conscious effort to climb your way out.
Like, for instance, Black Mariah, I really love her character. Because you really see the progression in, like, what she came from and what she was trying so hard to avoid doing. At least that's what she thought she had to do.
Who are we talking about?
The councilwoman.
What'd you call her?
Black Mariah.
What the hell is that?
That's what they call her.
Is it? TK, you watched this more recently than I did.
Hold on.
I'm not sure I remember Black. That's why we said Black Mariah. I was like,
I don't remember anyone that looked like Mariah Carey in that.
No, that's the name of her character. Well, her name is Mariah, but she's Black Mariah in. Hold on, I'm looking.
I know.
Yeah. Mariah Dillard, the councilwoman. Black Mariah. She's a fictional villain appearing in American comic books published by Marvel Comics.
You could have just said Mariah, though.
Well, they actually call her Black Mariah several times in the show, if you're paying attention. That's why I called her Black Mariah, because that's who she's supposed to be and what they call her a couple times, alluding to the comic book reference.
She was great, though.
She is amazing.
Awesome. She played that change well.
That change where it's like she really wanted to just be good, and she wanted, like, Harlem to be a good example of a black community doing well for itself, but ended up being twisted and corrupted because of the need for the money, the success, the word of mouth, all these things, and just her family ties.
Yeah, and being pushed into it.
Yeah.
Expectant from the family,
Exactly. She was supposed to be the one that followed up her mother.
And mostly pushed by possibly DK's favorite character, Shades.
Shades.
Let's talk about
that dude
Shades.
was the fucking man.
He finally gets that smooch at the end, though, huh?
Dude, he was cool.
He didn't even give one either.
No, she just...
No, she took it.
Yeah.
He was cool in spite of his name. Like,
Yeah.
he had to get over that hurdle.
Yes, exactly.
Like, whoever played the character of Shades had to get over the character's name of Shades and how fucking corny that is.
Yeah.
But, like, he made it awesome. Like,
Yeah.
It's just like, dude, Shades is fucking scary, dude.
I actually want to show you guys. I know this isn't great for the people listening, but I want to show you
fun.
a picture of Black Mariah on the cover of Power Man and Iron Fist, number 3.
She the one on the left?
Yeah, the big one.
That's pretty crazy.
That's her. So that's what she used to look like.
Yeah. Well, good on that.
Yeah, we've come a long way.
Doesn't look like a female Fat Albert in a tracksuit.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Jesus Christ.
But that's what we've come from, is what I'm saying. And this is like just they kind of made it a little less racist.
Yeah. Well, actually, I really like, speaking of the racist thing, that this touches on like a lot of the shit that's going on now.
Yeah.
In like, sometimes subverted, sometimes very blunt ways.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty interesting.
Well, I mean, we're going through that now. It's been happening for a while, this whole thing. And this was being written as this shit was going on. So they're going to touch on these points because these are important points now that it's Luke Cage is set in like a modern time now. We have cell
phone
phones.
days.
We've got cell phones, we've got the internet, we've got all this, and it's just basically, a little version of Harlem that is kind of what it's supposed to be in the comics books.
I like how they managed to get that feel of like the era when the comic book was written. That like blaxploitation era where like everyone was fucking cool and had big ass stripy suits and fucking wore hats all the time.
And there's a barber shop.
Yeah, but it's just because of that one club. That one club brought the entirety of that feel to the show because
that's where
everyone who went there just kind of dressed that way.
Exactly. It was very like jazzy.
Yeah, and he never dressed more than anything than like a t-shirt and jeans for the most part, except for that
the one episode
he got that fucking suit,
the suit
and
for
destroyed
Pop's funeral.
Like he destroyed it immediately, right before the funeral.
Well, the jacket was still nice, but he got because he always took the jacket off before he fought people.
Yeah, but he bought this nice gigantic tent of a shirt, and like he just ruined it. He's a huge dude.
He's a big guy.
I did love how he kept mentioning, like, I hate going clothes shopping.
Yeah.
I hate having to buy new shirts all the time.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Because they keep getting destroyed.
But when he originally got out of the tube thing and he had, like, the thing around his head, that was his original look, right?
Basically.
Yeah, and then he
well,
goes
when
out.
he put the yellow shirt and the pants on, that was his original
With the
look.
Yeah, with
chain
the thing on his head.
And
the
the chain
thing on his
around his
head.
belt and the gauntlets on his arms.
Yeah, because I remember when I was looking him up to create him.
Yeah.
And
he had that
video
old school
game.
corny shit.
Yeah.
With the afro and shit.
Yeah, and he really, it looks really good because at one point when he's in prison, he does have the big afro, you know what I mean? Because he's just letting himself go a little bit.
That was probably one of my favorite parts.
In the prison?
Him in the prison.
Yeah.
Like, all the shit about that was crazy.
Yeah, like, it's just like some weird, like, shady shit going on in a prison.
It was a sweet origin story tucked inside an already sweet show.
Yeah,
Like,
indeed.
They did it nicely,
I agree. Let's talk a little bit about some of the supporting characters. Mara, I know you really loved
Cottonmouth.
Cottonmouth.
That was my favorite character in the entire show. I thought he was
great actor.
Like, the shit he did, like, acting wise, was probably the most challenging out of anyone there. Like, he had this weird line to ride. He had to be both convincingly angry and psychotic, as well as depressed.
And, like, suave and shit,
yeah,
too.
like, he balanced all these things into one character that still made sense.
He felt like his backstory was him, you know what I mean? It felt real.
With a bad actor in that part could have seemed really weird.
It could have
like they would have
ruined
had
the movie
weird mood
or
swings.
show. I keep calling it a movie.
Yeah,
It's like a show.
It feels like one long movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought he was perfect. Plus, I love the whole like really good at the fucking jazz fucking piano.
Yeah,
jazz keyboard angle. That was cool.
Yeah, his little R&B thing. I could have been somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Could have been famous. And that's another thing I want to give props to is the soundtrack was amazing.
Yep.
And they had they had all sorts of spots there, you know. But Method Man.
Yeah.
Method Man.
How'd you like that?
That was cool.
Yeah,
I was glad he played Method Man and not just
some dude.
Yeah. Oh no, because he comes in and it's like he knows him. He's, shit, it's you. And he goes, oh shit, it's you. Like, and they trade hoodies, and Method Man goes on a radio. And this is during the perfect time because Luke Cage is being smothered all over the news because they're saying, you know, he's going around beating people up. He's a bad example.
Yeah.
Method Man goes on to the radio and he goes, Luke Cage is doing the good work. Like, leave him alone. You know what I mean?
I love the hoodie thing. That was cool, where everyone was wearing his hoodies.
Everybody starts
cops
wearing the
are just like
hoodies.
stopping everybody.
Yeah, no, I love that part, especially because I love Method Man. I love all his work and everything.
Awesome.
He's a great artist.
All his work.
All his work. It's amazing.
Where did that come from?
Yeah, what was that?
I don't know.
I
all of a sudden became an art gallery director.
I was gonna suggest maybe what if Method Man did Elf 2?
He's the elf?
Yeah, like
oh man.
I would watch anything where if he's in it. Like
only if he's doing the same exact character Will Ferrell is playing.
Yeah, like super excited about everything.
Yeah, like super hype
Ate
about
all the
fucking
candy
Christmas stuff, like, and just like doesn't understand the modern world. I'd be totally into it. He would do great.
I'm just right now in my head. I'm imagining Method Man doing all the scenes from the original Elf.
That's what I'm
and
saying.
Like running
Picture
into
that.
the coffee shop place, like you did it! You finally did it!
Santa.
Santa? Oh, it was great, but that's not what we're talking
I've never seen Elf.
No?
That's how bad I knew it was gonna be.
Oh, dude.
That's why I picked that.
No, it's actually it's amazing.
It's one of my favorite Will Ferrell. I don't really like Will Ferrell.
It's my favorite Christmas movie.
I like no. It's
over
Die
Jingle
Hard.
All the Way.
Way over Jingle All the Way.
Die Hard's the best Christmas movie.
Dude, Peter
guys.
Dinklage is in it. The Dinkles is in Elf.
It's true.
Still not sold on it, man. Sorry.
He plays a children's book writer who's a dick.
Oh my god, he beats his ass. He beats fucking
I can
Will
just
Ferrell's
YouTube
ass.
his scenes. That's fine.
Do that.
It's just
At
funny.
least, because
Just
you will
watch it.
crack up.
Mr. Bolivar Trask, who somehow was a black guy, became a white midget. But anyway, Luke Cage. Let's talk about some more of the supporting characters. Let's talk about Misty Knight.
Yes.
Misty Knight, the detective who ends up always on the wrong side of the road here.
Yeah. Well, she's actually a big character in the comic books. She reinstates the Heroes for Hire. She's a protege of Iron Man. Actually has a right arm made by Iron Man, which was interesting when her arm got shot in there. I was like, oh, is she going to lose
Maybe
her
she's
arm and
gonna
get the
have a
robot
fucking
arm?
robot
Like, that'd be
arm.
fucking sweet. But no, it didn't quite happen that way, but they definitely were leading that.
Yeah.
Especially in the end when she's wearing almost the outfit she wears in the comics.
They were teasing it a little bit, and they were making certain nods, and who knows, maybe it'll happen.
But I liked her. She was
Yeah,
great.
yeah. She's a little persistent. She's a very strong actor.
I think she was a little old for the part, but she was really good, so I didn't really mind it after a little bit.
Wait, really old for the part? What do
Misty
you mean?
Knight.
She looks pretty young.
Nah, she doesn't. She doesn't look young to me. What do you think, DK?
She looks mid-30s.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Feels a little old.
So
I
she's
wanted,
probably like 40-something.
I wanted
then,
like
right?
mid-20s.
Like young. Well, you gotta imagine she's had a bunch of years on the force. This is later on, you know.
Yeah, I understand, and I'm going for a more comic booky
you-
feel, but I feel like at the age she's at, she doesn't have too much potential realistically in the real world for doing that part into the future, which means they're pretty much, by making her an older actress, kind of shutting down the superhero aspect of her story.
Well,
So I kind of feel like at the age she's at, is like, I don't picture her becoming a superhero in this world.
But do you picture a mid-20s person being a detective?
like a seasoned detective, like she
Yeah,
is.
you can definitely have people that pull it off easily.
I don't know.
Fucking the kid in fucking the Flash, the kid that plays Barry Allen. He's a fucking CSI.
Oh, Grant Gustin.
Yeah, he's a.
Well,
he's a forensic analyst.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a detective.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. You don't have to have that much time on the force to be a detective, do you?
He's like the youngest, like, person there and everything.
That's the thing. Is Misty Knight was like a wunderkind. You know, like super smart.
Like Barry Allen.
Like, it would be cool if they made her, like, graduated top of her class, like, fucking 4 years early or something, you know?
I mean, if they went into it like that, then yeah, I would buy it. But...
That's what I mean. It's just, like, her character, it's just kind of showing that she doesn't have much potential for being a superhero later down the line. That's the only thing that disappointed me. But I did like her a lot.
Well, let's keep in mind also that the Marvel TV world tends to play down the super aspect in their shows. Like, yeah, all right, Jessica Jones is super strong and Daredevil is
super hearable
and shit, and like he can hear things really well.
Super abled.
And you know, Luke Cage is super powerful and he's bulletproof, you know, but they don't make that. They
play the hero angle more than they play the super angle.
They put the human there.
It's realistically done, which is the draw of these. I like it. It's down to earth.
Whereas
fun.
DC is going straight up. These people got powers, yo.
Yeah, like the DC shows are crazy,
and they wear costumes.
And and they suffer with special effects because of it, though. But at the same time, I feel like Netflix can give whatever the fuck budget they want because I found something interesting out. Netflix actually doesn't get the numbers for how many people view what they're viewing.
So they can't really judge, like, give a rating on.
Yeah, they don't have like
watched.
a system like the TV networks and cable do, where they can track like peak viewing times and shit like that. They can just tell that it's been watched X amount of times and shit like that. So normally when you go to executives and ask for money, you have to put stuff like that. This is why we need another season of this show, or this is why we should do this, more episodes of this.
You have to plead your case, basically.
But in their case, they're making their own shit from the money they made.
Yeah.
So they don't have anything they need to prove to anyone. They can just kind of be like, hey, Marvel, we got Mad Bank, and we'll give you a chunk of it, and let us take some of your shows and make some cool shit out of it. And they're like, yeah, all right. And then, like, people just word of mouth alone, you just hear it.
Well, Daredevil happened, and they proved to them that they could do a good job. And then Jessica Jones.
And Daredevil was probably one of the harder ones to do. I feel like all of them are kind of, like, weird and obscure and shit. But Daredevil, that was a big hurdle to jump over after the Affleck one. You know?
Yeah.
It's like no one wanted to touch that shit with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah.
So doing a Daredevil show and succeeding is a big deal.
Well, you knew they were going to do a good job. Netflix has really good choices. They make really good choices in the licenses they buy.
Actually, if you look through their originals log, it's pretty hit or miss. There are some shows they make that either do terribly or it's just like, what the fuck is that? And like, there's just some garbage out there. But at the same time, they make up for it with like 2 or 3, sometimes even 4 really great premieres every year of just crazy shit.
And it's mainly these comic book shows that people are so into, you know? And they have other shows, but like, to be honest, a lot of the Netflix originals, like I've got a lot of, we watch a lot of other shows to spend the time, like, so we don't really get to some of the stuff they put on. Like, we just recently started Bates Motel. And,
very fun.
What was the other one? Dusk Till Dawn, which is playing out pretty well. I like, they're both good shows, but you know, it's hard to keep up with all the shows that are on Netflix.
But that's the cool thing, is they always do short run shit. Like Luke Cage was how many episodes? 13?
It was 13. I think it could have been 10.
Okay. Yeah, because I think they threw a trailer on the end that looked like it was the 13th episode or something. Said between 10 to 13 episodes. And, like, you can marathon them real easy. And they always put shit out all at the same time.
Which I'm not going to lie, I don't really like.
No?
No.
Why?
Because it makes you wait that much longer.
Oh, because you just rush through it.
But see, we were talking about this because we're catching up on Supernatural. And we're talking about it like so there's X more seasons of this with both of them in it. So we know Sam's not going to die this time. We know Dean's not actually going to die this time. Some bullshit's going to happen. They're going to come back.
Yeah, every time we're watching Supernatural, it'll be like the fucking portal to hell's opening up and Dean's lying dying on the ground and Sam has a bullet in his fucking forehead and shit. And it's just like, yeah, but there's 7 more seasons and these are the main characters, so something's gonna happen.
Yeah, like I just saw on Google that they signed new contracts.
Yeah,
like,
for the 12th season now. No, but then what I've learned is you focus on the side characters. This is like, yeah, there's 10 more seasons and I know the main characters are gonna be there. But there's this one dude that they've been talking to for a while now, and he's fucking cool.
What about
I don't know if he lives.
Yeah.
It's just like, so anytime he almost dies, I'm like, oh no!
Yeah.
Like, I find, like, I like them more because of it.
Yeah, their supporting cast really helps make the show, which Luke Cage is big, very held up by their supporting cast. Like, he's a great actor and he's a great casting choice and he looks good and all that. But you couldn't have the show that you had without the casting choices you made in those supporting characters.
Yeah,
it's true.
Just like you said, Shades would have been fucking dead in the water if that dude didn't play it right.
Yeah, exactly.
And I
Copperhead even
Diamondback.
like that, or Diamondback. I keep saying Copperhead.
He was dramatic and I loved him. I thought he was awesome.
Yeah, he's a fucking weirdo.
He was very... Bye, Felicia. Amazing.
Pushed her out the fucking
so
window.
good, so good. Well, he dropped her off a balcony.
Yeah.
In the club.
Was it just a balcony?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Cottonmouth got pushed through the window. That's what I was thinking of.
And he's one of my favorites, but I have to agree with DK that Shades is definitely my favorite character because the whole time we thought that Shades could have possibly been Diamondback. And, like, he was, like, up until Diamondback was actually revealed, we thought he could have been him. And he was just, like, doing this whole Diamondback is, you know, the big bad guy. And, like, I just loved the way he was always so cool and calm and collected. You never knew exactly what he was trying to...
Yeah.
You know what I
mean?
He
didn't fucking back down. Like, even when fucking Diamondback got in his face about shit.
He was like, you watch who you're talking to.
Yeah.
You watch who you're talking to.
Yeah, so he was like, do you know who you're talking to? And he took his shades off and pulled the, do you?
Yeah.
And I saw that. I was like, motherfucker, you're the man.
Yeah.
And then,
fucking standing up to the boss.
The end
he don't
comes,
give a fuck.
the end of the season happens, and I'm just disappointed because I didn't learn anything about him other than the fact that he was in jail with Luke Cage. Like, why is he such a badass? Like, why is Diamondback afraid
Because
of him?
there's a season 2.
Yeah.
And he didn't die or go to
That's
jail.
what I'm saying. They're leaving that open, those questions,
Yeah.
and that's a thing that's important about these binges. You need to have to be sucked into it somehow and want to come back next season.
And you
I
need
do.
to
that's
not
Shades.
know so much about a character because the more you know about him, the more of a chance he can die.
It's true.
It's true.
It's absolutely true.
Like once you learn their backstory, it's like, all right, time's a ticking on you, buddy.
You're all done here. But that leads to the Iron Fist thing and another Luke Cage and then Defenders, right?
Yeah.
I believe it's going. Yeah, so we'll get one more season of Luke Cage and then Defenders.
Probably another season of Jessica Jones.
I'm hoping we'll start seeing. I want Luke Cage and Iron Fist to meet up first.
Actually, we might get Iron Fist first. Iron Fist. We might just
This
get
is just
Iron
a show
Fist
of missaid names.
and then Defenders. Because if you remember correctly, we just got teasers for both of those, but not for Jessica Jones 2, not for Luke Cage 2. It's too soon for Luke Cage 2. So we're gonna get Iron Fist and then a few months later Defenders.
Cool. I'm happy. Maybe we'll just see Luke Cage pop into Iron Fist. Then.
Yeah, exactly. There's gonna be some.
No
weird...
one popped into Luke Cage.
No, but he was in Jessica Jones' show.
Yeah, which you still have yet to watch. You got to watch. That's brilliant.
I haven't watched that or Daredevil, to be honest with you.
Start with Daredevil, watch Jessica Jones after. They all tie into each other.
Actually, if you go first season of Daredevil, Jessica Jones, second season of Daredevil, that's how they came out. So, yeah.
And then Luke Cage and then Iron Fist.
I mean, Luke Cage, the show has done a good job of leaving it open for like shit that's gonna happen in the future, possibilities.
I'm super excited.
Yeah.
And everyone I know loves this show.
It's so good.
My mom fucking binge watched it in like 2 nights.
Mm-hmm. We watched the first episode with her, and she finished it the next day.
She went home and she was just like, "I'm gonna watch a few more episodes when I get home," and then fucking finished it the next day.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy.
It's a great show, and I think really like there was a lot of crap on the internet as soon as it came out. Like
Hilarious crap.
Hilarious crap.
White
It was
people
like,
say Luke Cage is too black.
yeah,
Oh, it was
and,
white people that said that.
no, but it's funny. It was an article that was like, white people, sorry, white people, Luke Cage is black or something like that. And some people are saying, that some white people are saying it's too black of a show. They can't relate to it, whatever. But then there's the other half of the internet that says that this article was posted to bait people.
Yeah, like someone
what I mean?
started that rumor.
Yeah.
And was
to
just like,
start a
let's
fight
see
on the
what they
internet.
talk about.
And that happens, and that's a shame because that's all the internet is these days. Is you can have a question about a guitar or your favorite cartoon, and they'll be like, "That's racist, though," or somebody will point something out, and it becomes a war.
Yeah, that's ridiculous because you can't relate. Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, how do like, I mean, I don't want to make fun, but how do the people in those kind of neighborhoods, like the Harlem and whatever, like, how do you think they fucking felt watching, like, Fresh Prince?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, were they pissed because, we can't relate to that? No, man, they fucking loved it because it was a hilarious show.
Well,
it's just
also,
like, if you can't relate to it, it's not for you.
It's relatable because Fresh Prince came from a shitty neighborhood and was transplanted into a rich folk situation.
Yeah, but they weren't transplanted into a rich folk.
No, but it was...
So they were just waiting for their turn.
They would have had that same kind of attitude in that situation. So that's the relation.
It's like a redneck
there.
watching the Beverly Hillbillies.
Yeah.
They still can't relate because they didn't start going on.
Rednecks don't have TVs.
They're waiting for
they
their
just
turn.
go out and start shooting the ground with shotguns, hoping to fucking find some bubbling crude.
There she blows. But yes.
Oil, that is. Texas tea. Black gold. I remember that theme song.
No, I don't. What's that?
The fucking
Not
Beverly
Luke Cage.
Hillbillies.
Oh, I don't remember. Yeah, that's not Luke Cage. What are we talking about Beverly Hillbillies for?
How dare you for bringing that up?
Yeah,
DK.
I'm really derailing this one.
DK, what was your favorite scene in Luke Cage? What was your favorite part in the series? Season.
Let's see. I probably got two. One when Diamondback punched the politician. Because when he punched the cop, you didn't really see because it just went to the cop's back and it showed him flying.
Yeah.
It didn't really show the impact it had on him. So when he used the glove to punch the politician and it showed the impact, I was like, all right, that was fucking cool. And when Rosario Dawson popped on screen, I was like, yes.
Yeah, she's fucking great, ain't she?
The night nurse.
Yeah.
How about you, Mare?
Sounds like a fucking porn.
It does, doesn't it? That's how they
Night
refer to
nurse.
her, though.
Yeah.
Like, she's the night nurse.
Yeah.
But, what about you?
Favorite scenes?
Just favorite parts in general, whatever.
I mean, I really, really liked the flashbacks in
the prison.
Cottonmouth's
Yeah.
backstory. I thought that shit was fucking crazy. Mama what? What was her name?
I forget who.
You know who
her
I
name
mean,
is.
but their
I know
mother
you
who was the
mean,
crime
but
boss.
when you're saying Mama, I keep thinking Juju from Office. Voodoo Mama Juju.
Voodoo Mama Juju. But yeah, something like that.
Mabel's, wasn't it?
Mama Mabel's. Yeah,
Mama
it was.
Mabel's. Yeah.
Fucking up
She-
high.
She was fucking great.
Ow.
I wasn't looking.
Yeah,
Wrong
she's got a
hand.
bad hand.
That was your fault.
That's your fault. Don't go up for high fives then.
Fair enough.
But yeah, all the Mama Mabel like flashback shit was great.
Yeah.
Like those kids were cool. I like the whole thing with the uncle and shit. That
Yeah,
was
that
great.
weird shit. Like,
He
what was
the
going
fucking,
on here?
what's the guy from The Godfather? What's his name?
The lawyer type person.
The fucking dude he gave the kiss of death. I forget what his fucking name is. No, not he didn't blow him a kiss in The Godfather.
That's his Sonya blade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But yes, also the prison flashback stuff. I love the origin story.
Yeah.
That was really awesome. What about you?
I'm in agreement. I really love the
Rosario
Mama
Dawson
Mabel.
scene. I know. Me too.
Hey, Rosario can do no fucking wrong. All right. But
If she shaved her head, she'd do wrong.
I do. Nah, man. She's wear wig, all kinds of wigs. She'll be fine.
Nah,
All kinds of wigs.
Britney
But,
Spears tried that shit. Didn't work.
Yeah, I love the Mama Mabel flashback shit. I loved the character progression, because that's like something I always look at. I'm real analytical when I look at like a show or a story or something. Like I'm always like I need information about that character, so that like I like to play guessing games. Like they're gonna do this, they're gonna do this, and I just really love the way they portray their characters.
It was surprising.
They were cool scenes. I did like them, the Mom and Mabel ones, when she sent the uncle with the dude to like beat the shit out of him, I guess.
Yeah.
And she made fucking dude go watch.
Exactly.
Mouth.
Yeah. It's fucking intense, right? And he just wants to play his fucking piano. And the dude's on his side, but like she's too controlling and won't let him go. And it's fucking weird. It's just a mess.
Mm-hmm. And it's situations like that, you know, like it shows you not only the crime and the good aspect of it, but how people don't have a choice, or how it could seem like you'd want to take the side of the bad guy. You know what I mean? How it gives you a look into them that says they're more dimensional than face value. You know what I mean? You see a guy that just ordered a hit on somebody, or a guy that just shot somebody in the face or whatever, but then you see why he's like that, and you know you're gonna be fucked up if you were like 12 years old and your fucking grandma made you kill somebody.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
Was it his grandma? So was his aunt.
Oh wait, yeah, it was his aunt, because
they were cousins.
Exactly. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
No, they're not related at all.
They kind of they
were raised together as foster brother and sister. They just call each other cousins because both of them are orphans.
Right.
Mama Mabel has no blood ties to either of them.
Fair enough.
Yeah, like, because Cottonmouth's backstory is like it was a hooker, and she gave her baby to her, you know, to raise him, and she said she would take care of him. She was like weirdly good, but it was like, you know, just to her people.
Right, right.
She was like a mob boss.
And by her people, I don't mean just black people. I mean like her people.
Yeah,
you know?
people.
She was a mob boss. She
exactly.
Thanksgiving turkeys.
Straight up. Yeah.
Fucking
if you need
beat
this,
the shit out of teenagers during the night.
Yeah, exactly.
Your daddy been beating on your mama, go to Mama Mabel.
Exactly.
Shit like that. And it's like, that's just how business is done in that kind of scenario.
It builds,
you know?
positive community around you.
Mm-hmm.
And if people are positive around you, they'll be more willing to defend you.
Exactly.
Know? If you're a part of their family.
But at the same time, there's a strict code of laws to abide by too. Yeah. Exactly. You know, so when you're down to that level of detail in a villain's, so to speak, story, it gives you another look at it and the human aspect of it all.
Because I've always found, like, my favorite villains, and what every villain should be, is someone who actually thinks they're doing the right thing.
Exactly.
Someone who is just like, not like, I'm just being evil. The only exception to that case is the Joker, because he's crazy. Like, so that. You know, he's purposefully that, and that is his purpose.
An agent of chaos.
But, like, you know, just villains with no, like, substance are boring. The ones who actually think they're doing something right, and you're almost kind of like, I get why he's doing it, but, you know, it's the wrong thing, you know? Like,
that's like how you feel like when you're watching, like, BVS and you see Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
And he's explaining, like, this dude can fucking turn around quick and, like,
well,
kill
like,
everyone, and you have no plan.
Exactly.
What
are you gonna do?
It makes it so that you're like, I mean, do you not see it? Like, because I always side with those people. Like, Lex Luthor's, I'm like, Lex Luthor's right.
I'm a Lex Luthor fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you look, like I said, you look at these villains and you're just kind of like, I could see where you're coming from. You know what I mean? I understand why you are the way you are.
Especially Mariah.
Yes,
because
exactly.
she just keeps getting caught up in shit, and then she tried for it, and it didn't really work out in the end. And like,
she had like the worst growing up, you know, molested a bunch and all this shit. Like she just had a terrible growing up.
Was she molested?
Yeah.
They said that Uncle what's his face,
the dude that was trying to send him to music school. And
I know
shit,
why he got shot. Like that's what he was accused of. But then Cottonmouth was saying like, no, you wanted it, this and that, blah blah blah.
Yeah, but did you hear her screaming, "I never wanted it," as she beat him to death with a mic stand?
Yeah.
Like, she was not, when he said that, she wasn't happy about that.
Obviously.
So.
Your turn.
Yeah. Let me, who, Let's see. What are you expecting in the future of Luke Cage, DK?
Another Diamondback fight, but
you
a much meaner one. Yeah.
You think they're gonna bring him back?
They're gonna, dude. You didn't see the one of the last scenes was him in that same tub that Luke Cage was in.
Yeah.
And that doctor was like working on him.
So he's gonna be like super.
So he's gonna be like Luke Cage.
Why would they do that?
Yeah, that's a bad idea. Well, he knew the doctor knew it was possible.
Right.
Are you talking about the show or the doctor? When you said why would they do that?
Yeah, the doctor.
Oh, okay.
Like.
Well,
I get why the show would do it because it would be crazy, but like logically.
Well, because remember, he was like, he wanted to keep working on it. And Luke Cage was like, nah, son, and destroyed his lab.
But so you pick the craziest terrorist in New York in the last how many years, and you're like, let's do him.
He has a reason, though. Like, he's got motive for him, and he wants to be as strong as Luke Cage. And if he's going to give him that.
It's like, I'm a doctor. I see that guy. No matter how much revenge I'm feeling towards Luke Cage, it's like, I know for a fact I won't be able to control that guy at all. And, like, most likely he will kill me because he looks like he's just fucking psychotic and kills whoever the fuck he wants already. And now he's going to be super invulnerable. So no reason.
He could also play it off, you know? Like, he could... Not many people are going to agree to being part of the Dollar Store Weapon X program, all right?
No, it's true.
I mean, what did they really do to Luke Cage besides boil him in water?
oh, that part. I think that was my
water.
favorite part.
What, the acid?
Yes, how they put him in acid, and then they had to boil it.
Yeah.
And he's, like, screaming, and then passes out. Oh, that shit was rough. Yeah. Really rough.
It's fucking freaky.
That was one of my favorite parts there. But, let's get this wrapped up. Let's get ratings. I'll say out of 10.
9.
What do you think? 9?
Nah, 10.
It was a perfect show?
Yeah, I really didn't have a single problem with it. Like, nothing that I didn't learn to like pretty quickly.
Well, is that stock news or?
No, not at all. It's just, like anything I had a problem with initially, I changed my mind about later on.
Yeah, the progression in it really does that for you.
What about you, DK?
I'm going to give it a solid 9. I would go 10, but it was just too black for my taste.
Fair enough.
No, I'm definitely going 10. That was an awesome show. I
Yeah.
enjoyed it. Looking forward to season 2.
Yep.
All right. I really love this show, but I don't think it was a perfect show because I give Doctor Who a 10. All right, and Game of Thrones a 10. This wasn't like I would probably not leave.
But here's the difference. I give Doctor Who like a 1, and that's just because
you've never seen Doctor Who, and you're not a fan of it. I'm saying all these 3 different shows, I'd give those shows a 10. I'd probably give Luke Cage like a 9.5.
All I'm saying is, as far as Luke Cage goes, and I'm not trying to change your mind, I just realized I never really explained my 10, other than saying it was a perfect show. But I liked every single casting. I liked all the special effects. I think it accomplished exactly what it set out to do. And, accomplished it while looking good, sounding good, feeling good. Nothing felt forced. No one was too over the top without it being, enjoyable.
Good hero, good villain.
Yeah, everything.
Rosario Dawson.
That was a perfect show. That's what I meant by it.
I mean, it's fair. I give it a 9.5 because if it wasn't a Luke Cage...
Yeah.
Because, to be honest, if it wasn't a Luke Cage movie, if it didn't have a superhero in the middle of it, it would have been like that show Empire or something along those lines. You know what I mean? If it would have been
a show about a record label.
Exactly. Gotcha. Or no, you know what I'm saying.
You said exactly.
Whereas now, I'm giving it a 10 because with Game of Thrones, when the season premiere and the season finale came out, I took off work to watch both because that's how jazzed I was about it.
Would you do that for Luke Cage?
When season 2 drops, I'll probably call out or use a personal day, binge watch it.
There you go.
And I'll
but
be
then
over
again,
here.
that's not like an amazing thing for you. You take personal days because your socks are mismatched in the morning.
I wear pants in one. I
only have them twice.
I generally wear shorts under them, but I wear a freezer suit, so I'm not too worried about my socks.
I'm just saying, for silly reasons.
You ever wear a dress sock and a regular sock accidentally?
No.
It sucks.
Because one's all slippy.
One foot's all silky and shit, and the other one's like just sitting in a shoe.
Makes you wonder why you don't wear dress socks more often.
No, I hate it actually.
What?
No, because I can feel my feet sweating through it.
I like
the other socks wick away moisture.
They wick it.
Why
are we talking about this, guys?
Yeah.
Sock
cage.
10, and I give it a 9.5.
So pretty much a 10.
It's probably like a 9.9 or 8.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there. But yeah, we love Luke Cage, and we can't wait for season 2. I still loved it.
Some of us mostly love it.
I just don't unconditionally love it.
There it is. Yeah, that's the line.
Like if I was leaning over a cliff and I had Luke Cage in one hand, the show, and Game of Thrones in the other hand, and I could only hold on to one, I would definitely let go of Luke Cage.
Well, yeah,
that's
because
true,
there's boobs in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, exactly.
Boobs
but I'm
and
saying
dinkles.
you have to think about that scenario. Like, would you let go of Game of Thrones for this show?
Whoa, it's not like you can't have both. Like, they can both be good.
Here's the thing. Are you going to start watching it the day it comes out?
I didn't watch it the day it came out.
But you didn't know about it. What do you mean you knew about it?
I
But
knew-
you
I
didn't
knew
know
it
how
came
good it
out.
was.
I
But now you know how good it is. You know how everyone is
I'll
in
be
that
quicker
show.
to watch the second season. I can guarantee that.
hopefully, well, in the second season, you can almost guarantee more supers
And boobs.
and
I hope
titties.
Amelia Clark will get started.
But all right, let's wrap this up, gentlemen. We give Luke Cage around a 10. It's a good show.
And almost 10.
And almost 10. Sweet Christmas. This has been Jane.
Mare.
And DK.
For the Wizard Nerdcast. Thank you and good night.
Luke Cage.
Sweet
Cage.
Christmas.
Sweet fucking Christmas.
Tip jar.